All right, we are live. If there is any sound difficulties or anything, guys, in the chat, can you just let us know, please? So welcome, everybody, to our 45th live stream. Amazing. Time is just flying now. We're in that time where time is compressed, as the Bible tells us. So I'm going to welcome Growler. Hey, Growler.
Hello.
How you going?
How are you, sister? Good, sis. How are you, mate?
Yes, mate, we're getting there, hey?
Yeah, we
Now,
are.
we've got some sort of breaking news from what's going on over here, and we know that this will be the plan pretty much everywhere of what the plans for the NWO are going to be, part of it. And guys, I can tell you that Australia here, we're in a pretty bad way. It's not good. So where we are in our state, just to fill you in quickly, we are not actually in lockdown. We have the face nappies. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. We have the face nappies mandated though everywhere. However, Growler and I, we still have not worn one once.
No,
We still have not QR code. Well, it's not still. We won't wear one, and we won't QR code. Now, so we've come across some more information this week. I want to give a big shout out to Peter Williams for that video you sent me, Peter. And then also Growler had a video that just explains it and is going to bust this thing wide open. I do want to say before we go any further, we could get taken down. I think if we go this time, it could be the last time. There will be a Beck from Oz 2 channel we will start, but I won't be posting anything there that's of a sensitive nature. But we will try Odyssey. And I've talked about this with Chuck Middleton and Atheism is Madness. So we're all going to go over to Odyssey. So, guys, if we get taken down from this stream, please go to Beck from Oz 2, because then, if we can't get on Odyssey, we can direct you guys to whichever platform we decide to use. Look, they're all the same, but it does seem that you can talk a little bit more liberally on some of them. So that's the plan so far. Now, I'm going to hand it over to Growler because he's going to explain this a lot better than I could. As you know, I'm kind of here for the spiritual side, and he's here for the this amazing information side. So I'm going to hand it over to you, my brother.
Okay, mate. Hi, everyone. As we know that this thing, I'll call it a thing, keeps changing, and goalpost keeps changing, and they keep, pouring on the power and pouring on different strategies and leading people over to different sides, confusing people, and we know who the author of confusion is. And I just want to, how would I put it, another way that they will get people juiced up, how they bring people out of the woodwork, how they're pitting people against other people, and so on. So especially in NSW, New South Wales, Victoria, they're telling people to dob in people who aren't doing the right thing. So it's basically setting society onto society, and placing more distrust and all that sort of. It's a big snowball effect. So just quickly, guys, I just want to first of all just thank a few of you guys here, because I won't be in the chat for quite a while. Trump won. Good to see you in. Dwayne Flower, I could see by some of your comments on the past streams, you know your military stuff a bit, which is great, because that's what I'll be explaining here today. Bethane, great to see you. Anthony Dickinson, great to see you. Paul Levi, Big Paulie, love you, mate. We never forget about you, brother. We really don't. And Joanne Herring, great to see you in there. Sis, thanks so much for sticking with us. And DJ Nazzy, hope you're going well, mate, and forgiven. and bless. Great to see you, Sister Kathleen. Thank you for your prayer last time. You know, we loved it, and great to have you in. And of course, the messy gentleman, he does everything for us here. He's awesome, really does. This wouldn't happen without him. So give a big shout out to Messy. Kathleen Miller, how are you, sister? I think I saw you in a comment section. And good to see you, and we love you very much. Peter Williams, thanks, Pete. Good to see you in. Will, Western Warrior, great to have you in. And everyone else, I'll do a shout out later. Now, what I want to go through here is the strategy of warfare does not change. It's on a psychological level, it's on a physical level, it's on a spiritual level. And then keeps branching off and branching off. And if you have a look at World War II, you have a look at Vietnam, you have a look at Gulf War I, you have a look at Gulf War II, and then all your other, your so-called UN peacekeeping operations, which are just genocides, and it just goes on and on. So every time they go in, and might touch on this the next one as well, when they go to war, they learn from psychological strategies. They learn about human thinking. Everything. So after the war, everything's evaluated, and how do they fix it, and how do they fight the other war more effectively, and how do they get out information, how they weed people out, and it goes on and on and on. Now, we know that these anyone in the positions of power around the world, they're all in it together. They're all in it together, and that's, I mean, they wouldn't have pulled this whole stunt without having all their things in place. Now they have strategies where, okay, if that doesn't work, we go to that one. If that doesn't work, we go to that one. If that doesn't work, we go to that one, and so on. So it's like a roller coaster. If the roller coaster fails up here, it's got a fail-safe mechanism where that's going to kick in. If that doesn't work, another one kicks in, another one kicks in. So, you know, it's all about strategizing and on so many different levels. And we all know that Satan is the author of confusion. So this is what they're doing. They're hitting people from all angles, and people are so confused they don't know what to do. So all I can say now, one of our chiefs. One of our chiefs here in Australia, who's the chief of FedPol, I won't say his name. Now, all these people are loyal to Big Pharma, military industrial complex, all this, IMF, We Forum, UN, Vatican, central banks, the whole lot. Okay, every one of these puppets in every country, in every state around the world, especially in the Western world, are all paid puppets. They're not taking money off taxpayers anymore. They don't need taxpayers' money. They're all getting paid by central banks. Okay, so that's why they don't need us anymore. That's why they're crushing small business, medium business. That's why they're crushing them, and the bigs get bigger. So this is who they're getting paid by. You know, yeah, IMF, We Forum, all that, and the IMF have come out and they've actually said, well, you know, we've donated all this money to end this. How would I say, this circus? I don't even like to say that, but to end this circus, so they've given all this money to all the Western governments to speed it up, because there's a big kickback about it. There's a lot of people who aren't taking the orange juice, if you know what I mean. So, and they're starting to get behind schedule, so they're really starting to ramp it up now. And as I'll get back to it now, anyone that's in power, if it's in military, if it's in police, if it's in government, if it's in intel agencies, all this, they all follow orders. That's what they're trained to do. Now within all these agencies and police and all this sort of stuff, there are in the background that we don't see. I'm very sure that there will be a lot saying, I don't want to do this anymore, all this, and that wouldn't surprise me at all. But how would I put it? Like I said in other live streams, it's a takeover from within. Okay, so now this chief, I'll call him, this chief. Now, if you have a look at how they explain things and how they suck people in and use people as or events and everything else as drag nets, because they want to drag as many people out that are against the system. What's happening? They want to drag as many people out. They need every single people's names, everything like that. So, I mean, you can go on MSN, go into a comment section, say, I don't like this, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't even matter if it's one comment. If you have a look at our strong cities, all this sort of thing, if you go into their website, they build live lists on people, and then that goes to a central authority. So it's a big fishing net. They chuck the net in the ocean, and they drag people out. They drag people out because I'm fine. And we did discuss this, didn't we, sis? We did discuss that there is a big kickback, and
yes, mate.
It's ruining. They're starting to fall behind. They're starting to ruin their work and all that sort of thing. So
we've got one of the lowest vaccination rates in the world. We have one of the lowest. So they are way behind schedule. So they're just going to come down with the iron fist.
Yeah, exactly right. And they're going to come down. They're going to come down on the net. They're going to shut it down because it's doing too much damage to their rollout. It's doing too much damage to their rollout. So, and at some point they're going to cut that off. I'm not going to put a timeline. I don't like to do that, but this is what I've come up with. I would say within the next 6 months they're going to take all of it off. They're just going to take all of it off because they've got a deadline. Okay, they didn't. I don't think that they had a target of how many people. I think they had a timeline. So when the orange juicing began in 2019, it's a clinical trial of crushing orange juice until 2023. So they've given themselves a time limit. So whatever they get in that time, that's what they've got to play with. As I said about the chief. Now you've really got to listen to how they're doing it. They're so desperate, and as I said as I was having a talk this morning, it's not about power, it's not about money, it's not about control. It's about your soul. That's what they want, because that's a priceless thing. That's what it's about. They've got the money. They've got the money. They don't need any more money. I mean, government's been in control for how long? They've always had control. So it's not about power, because they've always had the power, because that's, the Constitution, and now they've gone into full emergency powers and all this sort of thing. So I just wanted to describe a few things, and it's very, very, it's very important, extremely important to. Of course, you've got to read between the lines, but it's not about reading, really. It's all about evaluating, listening and evaluating. This is what you've got to do. And it's like picking pepper out of shit. It's plain and simple. It's time consuming. It's messy. And it's never ending. But you've got to understand how these people work. We know to quite a good degree to keep us out of the crap. So what I want to bring up first, if I can, miss.
Can I just say a couple of hellos? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Joe's here, Effed Up World. Hi, Joe. How are you today? Lovely to see you as usual, brother. You are awesome. And Anthony Dickinson. Hi, Anthony. Anthony has a Facebook group that he did leave the link for. Anthony, feel free to drop that again. It's something that most of you, I think nearly all of you here, would be really interested into going over to Anthony's Facebook group and having a look. And who else come in? Fudge. The Fudge's in the house. Hi, Fudge. That was a shocking comment you left me there. Everyone can see that. Yeah, Beck, I can't go to see my family, but the brothels are open. I guess we know where the government priorities are. And
social distance when you're at the brothel.
Yeah, exactly. And Dwayne Glower, hi mate. I saw you were in there right at the beginning, and I did forget to mention you, so please forgive me. So I will let Growler get back to it. Some really good information coming up, guys. So here we go.
Okay, so I just want to say, the Watchman, I haven't seen you for a long time, mate. We need you. We need you on board, buddy. And great to have you in. Your scriptures and how you match everything up is just second to none. So just keep smashing it out, mate. That'd be great. And Anne Walsworth, great to have you in, sis. Really is. Okay,
yes, I was wondering where she was.
Yeah. How dare you be late? So now, so the thing is, they're running a program here. The feds are putting out tenders and that sort of thing about lateral surveillance. So, and I will go through what lateral surveillance means. And so this is just another part of their strategy. And if you see what that's actually that building there was actually the new NSA data center out at Utah that was built about 5-6 years ago. Okay, so now lateral surveillance. I'll go through what lateral surveillance is. I'd like to read the whole lot so you actually get a good gist of what it is, and then you'll see what they're trying to piece together. Now, what is lateral surveillance? And it is helpful or hurtful. Lateral surveillance is any type of surveillance that comes from another person or thing watching another. There are people who think that lateral surveillance is helpful and helps keep peace in everyday life. And then there are people who think that lateral surveillance is hurtful because it brings more surveillance that is intruding on their privacy. The DHS is one of the big reasons. Now, the DHS, as we know over in America, we've got the same thing here. We've got the DHS and Department of Human Services. Okay, so now the DHS, which are part of FEMA, came over to Australia to train our agency. So we've basically got a sister organisation that matches up with the DHS and FEMA. So the big reasons why there is lateral surveillance, because they make campaigns like, if you see something, say something. So they're already doing that in New South Wales. They're doing that in Victoria. They're telling people to dob in people who don't have masks. They're telling people who are breaking the rules to call in Crime Stoppers, to call the police. So you can see how things are snowballing here. I use sports stadiums, hotels, local transportation, airports, and even Walmart to help with terrorism and crime prevention practices. Why lateral surveillance is hurtful to people, it's because the Department of DHS is using peer-to-peer monitoring, which means they are using the people around you, like neighbours, family members, shoppers. When you're at the supermarket, sports fans, when you're at the game, as their eyes and ears to listen and watch. If we can just keep going up there, miss. Sorry, mate. Yeah, thanks, mate. Everything you do. Technology has also played a big role in lateral surveillance, because it's made a new way in which our friends, foes, employers, and even poll officers could watch, listen, and record us. Social media has helped in lateral surveillance because it's basically letting your peers or your co-workers survey you, which is an easy way for them to profile, to see what type of person you are. Social media sites were made as an easier way of interacting with people that don't live near us, like family members, or to catch up with old friends, to make new friends. If you are using social media sites like FB, Twitter, etc., whatever else you want, YT, you are being laterally surveilled every time you post, like, or comment on one of these sites. And the thing is, the information you post can be seen by everyone. This is like a snoop's dream to get information about you. This is why some people don't get social media accounts, because they already know that the DHS is watching them. But that's not always the people watching them, so why give them another way in which they can watch you? This is why some people don't get social media accounts, because they are, sorry, yep, I read that, sorry, put my glasses back on. Sorry, guys. And so there has been some good that comes from lateral surveillance. Social media sites like people post about crimes that they have done or are going to do, and law enforcement agencies are able to arrest them. Technology has also brought many tools that people use that can be used as lateral surveillance. You in your everyday life, like body cams, drones, smartphones, etc. Now, with I don't even like to say that, using facial biometrics, AI, facial recognition, all that sort of stuff to identify people, they could basically put anyone of their server just by using a picture from your Facebook or Twitter. They would be able to identify you out in public. The thing is that you wouldn't even have to have a Facebook or Twitter account, because if someone posted a picture of you on their account, they could use that picture to identify you. Surveillance. Surveillance was a big concern to a lot of people in the past, and now it seems like people just consider it a day-to-day thing. Now, I'll just quickly go into something. So you have a look at cameras on the street, you have a look at your phones, you have a look at your internet, you have a look at all this. It's just become a social norm. It's just become a social norm now. Okay, so that part is already completed. It's already done. They know who you are. They even know how many hairs you basically got on your head, I would say. So you can see the system's been in place through technology. So, and even workers are surveilling every action, and even people you walk by are surveilling you, so there is no way to get around a lot of lateral surveillance. Okay, so I'll just leave that there. That's going to be in the description box. Now I'm going to tell you what's happening here in Australia. Okay, so if we can just go to the next one. They're just screenshots. I didn't want to use this person's video just in case. So this is what's happening in Australia now, and I mean they've probably got it already in place as we speak, because I mean it's like a military system. Once they announce it, it's already been in place. They've already got a new system in place, so you know they're always staying a step ahead of the curve, always ahead of their enemy, which is us, of course. We're lovely people. Okay, so now here we are. If you have a look at this here, now, as I said, if you have a look at Western civilizations, you have a look at the fall in people not working, collapsing society and everything. That forces people into the military. That forces people into police agencies, because it's guaranteed work. It's guaranteed work. Okay, so if you want to go into those sort of things, on top of that, you've got to be orange juiced, because these are the first people that you get orange juice. So you can see that's another part of their strategy. So, yep, more people come in, orange juice them, and then they work for us. Now, this was posted about a week ago. So, career opportunity, lateral surveillance program done by the feds here. Okay, so as I described what lateral surveillance is, all these screenshots will be in the description box. I think we can do that, can't we, sis? Yeah, those screenshots will be. Yeah, that's cool. No. That's cool. Yeah, because it's very. I find it hard to see. Is there any way that we can magnify that a little bit, Miss? If we can't.
Are you sideways on?
No.
Just pull your screen up a little bit with your fingers.
Yeah. Okay. No, there we are. I got it. No, sorry, that's my fault. Okay, so this is a massive recruitment drive here, and I'll solidify that with the next thing on with a talk by the chief man. That's all I'll say. So I'll just say LSP, which is lateral surveillance program. So it's the last time I say that. So LSP program. Okay. So thing is here, there's been such a kickback in people not drinking orange juice. There's your big central banksters that are pumping all the monetary heroin into the system to keep things going. They're starting to get impatient. Governments are starting to get impatient because they're not reaching their targets. And as I said, Big Pharma, is even bigger than the military-industrial complex in one way. It really is, but they both work hand in hand together. So I'll see if I can read that. Just bear with me. The AFP is looking for the brightest minds to protect Australians by outsmarting serious, complex, international and organised crime. So there's your that's your first psyop. Okay, it's about people that are that want to live free, and it's people that don't want to get orange juiced. That's what they're saying. Okay, so in joining the AFP, you will play a critical role in protecting Australia and Australians from serious crime. And we know what we're going to be labelled as, don't we? I don't need to say it. So as an inclusive organisation, the AFP provides opportunity for the Australians to fairly gain employment within the AFP, where we appreciate that everyone in the unique knowledge of diversity in thought leads to greater transparency and improved consideration, I think that says, in our decision making to support employees, Okay, so I'll go down where it says police LSP. If we can just, that's fine. No, yeah, that's fine. I got it. Okay, crime is smart, and we need to be smarter to be one of the most adaptive, effective, advanced police forces in the world. Now, I can tell you right now, New Zealand, let's say Canada, and especially Australia, we're going into most likely a national lockdown within between 2 weeks and a month. That's pretty well guaranteed. Yeah. So we are the testing ground because, as I've said in other live streams, that we're not armed. We're not like America or anything like that. So we are the ideal testing ground. Yeah, like I said, with New Zealand, Canada, and Australia. So the AFP is seeking LSP candidates to undertake FP, LSP, and be placed in various surveillance roles across Australia. We break new ground every day, and as a career as a member of the AFP requires a diversity of skills, knowledge, as well as the ability to combine innovation and policing to create intelligent action. Okay, so if we can just go to the next one there, Miss, that'd be good.
You there?
Yep. Yeah, just waiting. Having a look at those nice autumn trees. Okay, so all right. Okay, so I've read that now. Okay,
here comes the piece of the puzzle.
Half of it. Okay. Our ideal candidates are driven by an intelligent problem-solving approach to tackling serious crime. We are seeking applications from experienced police officers who have formal qualifications in surveillance. To be eligible for a lateral transfer to the AFP, you must be an Australian citizen, possess that, and okay, that's BS crap. It's just... So now, as it says, the eligibility, you can go through that. You can go through the desirable requirements, and you can see who they're trying to pick. Now, I can tell you right now, they will grab anyone. They want to grab people from different walks of life who can assimilate into different asymmetric simulations and different asymmetric, how would I put it, environments, all this sort of thing, because they want people to go into poor communities, they want people to go into rich communities, they want people to go into businesses, they want all bases covered. Okay, so these are all the requirements, everything like that. So you can see this recruiting process. Now, by rights, this is what I've come up with, and I think everyone else would probably come up. They've probably got a shitload done already. They've already got these people to go.
That's
okay,
right.
That's just the way it is. So, I mean, because these people do. I mean, you don't pull a whole stunt globally like they've done without having everything in place, because it'd fall apart. It'd fall apart.
right.
They'd be chasing their own tails. So it wouldn't work, and it would have been over a year ago. So they've got everything in place. They have everything in place, and they move from one strategy to the next, turn down the screws. So the next one I'm going to pull up. This was a recording before we play. This was a recording by our AFP chief here. And now you've got to see how they're using subversive warfare tactics. They're using psychological warfare tactics and the rest. But I'll break it down for you. We're not going to listen to the whole thing, but you'll get the gist of what I'm saying. So if we can just bring up the next one, and I'll break that down for you. So, now, first of all, before we do, just quickly, now, I can tell you right now, these people are very high people, and we've got this happens around the world. It's called OPSEC. Okay, if you're in FedPol, you're in the military, LNC,
Growler,
program, special access. Yep.
You're cutting in and out a little bit there, so just make sure you're still or whatever's going on.
Yep. Is that
okay?
Okay, is that better?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so what I'm saying is OPSEC is called operational security. So OPSEC is taken to the highest degree here. Okay, now I'll just quickly say something here. Let's say there's a black aviation program. Let's say the Aurora flying out at Area 51. Do you think someone from the top military sector would just come to the Pentagon and say, "This is our beautiful secret. This is our beautiful secret black project, and we'll tell you all about it"? Doesn't happen. They'd be shot before they get to the podium. So the same sort of thing happens here. Now, you don't put anything really on the net that has got OPSEC in it. Okay, so as soon as I heard this, I thought, okay, there's something. So there's something to this. That's fine. So what they're doing is, if you see something like this, as the enemy works, as above, so below. So whatever they're saying, you make a 180-degree turn and run the other way and find out what they really mean, because they're all a bunch of damn liars. They are liars from the pit of hell, these people. And as I said in the start, that it's not about power, it's not about money, it's not about control, it's about your soul. So they will do anything and everything that they've learned in all the wars previously. Everything that they've learned has come into this situation that we're in now, and they have used it down to a T. As I said, I don't give them credit, but I never ever underestimate my enemy. Once you underestimate your enemy, you are a dead man walking. It's that plain and simple. It's just the way it is. It says in the Bible, "Do not be ignorant of Satan's devices." Once you're ignorant of his devices, you are history. Okay, so we'll just quickly go through this and play this, and whatever they're saying, you just do a 180-degree turn, and this is what they're really saying. Yeah, that one there. Yep.
Basic.
Yeah. Go back to the start there. Yeah. Thanks, mate.
First of all, the phone number that has been put up there, we can't get to every solitary. Everyone's phoning that phone number, and we just can't get to you guys. Okay, so if you don't mind, I leave comments in the chat room, and we can get back to them a lot easier. So there's no point calling that phone number anymore, because
are we at the right spot?
Yep. We just can't get to you guys. We'd love to, but it's inefficient and it's not working well for what we have here. So if you can refrain from that, no problems. If you've got any questions today after we've done, just put it in the chat room, and we'll come to me straight away, and I'll try to answer it as good as we can. We do have a physical meeting today and some training for people, so should be sent. Everyone here? Yes. So that's Jess, that's a yes, you can hear. Okay. All right, so I'll just recap on that. Just in case no one heard, the phone number that people are ringing at the moment, guys, there's no point in ringing that because we're inundated with calls on that instead of going through the other channels. So try to refrain from ringing that number if you can, and put your messages and everything in the chat box. So it's really important.
So can you stop there? Sorry, mate.
What happened?
Thanks.
That was nothing.
Okay. Yeah. So if you can just scroll a bit more up the top, that big blue stuff, that blue heading just up the top of, yeah, that's right there. So I'm going to read something here. Australia's highest ranking police officer, federal police, that's his name, literally spelling out the crimes of how our leaders have hijacked our government and how they will be taken down under common law and the Constitution, and the end part is very serious. Now, this guy that's talking is him. It is him. I mean, these people are polished. They're no bullshit. Okay, as you can hear in his voice, he has authority. Okay, now when you read this here, can you tell me why? I mean, if they want to take down this government here and what they're doing, can you tell me why you can find this on the net and why you can?
Exactly.
How would I put? Hey, and I don't know. You just smell a rat straight away. And these are the people that these big corporations and central banksters and all this sort of thing. This is a dragnet. This is a dragnet. If I've seen one, if I've ever seen a dragnet, this is the one. So as you could hear him say, now, I mean, the phone number's on the bloody internet. So how are you going to take down a government who's been financed by central banks, UN, Vatican Bank, all this, and whoever else? Do you think that these people who are financing this whole pandemic are going to put in to the budget to finance their own downfall?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
and it's did you mention that it's 20 to 50,000 people per state?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
They are recruiting?
I'll be going through that.
Sorry.
Just a bit later. No, that's all right. So as you can see, it says ring the phone number, ring the phone. So, and drop your messages and everything in the chat and who you are and all that sort of thing. So it's a dragnet. It's a dragnet. It's a dragnet. That's what it is. Now, if they wanted to pull something like this man here would have enough contacts within, let's say, the Commando unit, SAS unit, and other units, and it'd be a coordinated effort that would probably only take 10 minutes, and they would take them out so secretly it wouldn't be funny. It'd be done in 10 seconds. It really would be. If they really wanted to do something like that, it'd be done in 10 seconds in a very fast coordinated effort, and they wouldn't tell a damn soul. They wouldn't tell anyone. I mean, why would you go on the net and say, "Oh, I'm going to bring these people down"? We need 20 to 50,000 people in every state of Australia. There's 7 states. Okay, so let's round it off at 30,000. Let's hire 30,000 people from every state. So 7 threes are 21. That's 210,000 people. Now you don't need 210,000 people to take out a few puppets or muppets, if you want to call them that.
Exactly.
Why would you need 210,000 people for? Why? Yeah. See, this is the thing, because you could do it so quickly and so bloodlessly through a black operation. I mean, you wouldn't even have to take them out of Parliament. You wouldn't have to do that. They know where they live. They just get snatch and grab teams. It'd be done in 5 minutes.
That's right.
So you can start smelling the fart here now. Okay, it's starting to stink. Okay, it's starting to stink. Okay, so if we can just keep going on that, that'll be good.
Might have to fast forward that recording just a little bit, though.
Private message if you can.
Oh, that's all right.
See how it goes.
That's fine. Look, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is streamline all this, because we have thousands of people trying to get in contact with us, and while that's fantastic, we think it's great. We just have to make it a little bit more secure, safe for everyone as well, because obviously with mainstream, we don't want to be talking people over mainstream on this, and we want to protect everyone that's involved in this as well as everyone else as well. So
yeah, stop there.
Any questions you got today, put it in the chat room. We'll get to that.
Okay, so he said, we don't want to chat on the media about it. We don't want to chat on MSM about it. We don't want to put you people in harm's way because this is what they plan to do. Now, why is it on the net? Why?
Exactly. Because they wanted it to be. Otherwise, it would have been all undercover.
That's right. So
they would have got military, even people that are already trained from other countries.
That's right.
That's right.
So if you just keep playing.
As quick as we possibly can. We have a limited amount of time today. We have a physical meeting as well for physical training, and that's down the Gold Coast that we have to be down to. So this is probably going to go for about 30-40 minutes and go from there. Now, obviously, today is for people who want to sign on and become federal police officers or getting involved in specialist teams and so forth. So what we've got to look at is we talked about already, and we can be very straight cut, because I think a lot of the people here now have looked at jumping on board to be nothing but police officers, and that's it. So, or CPOs or special services officers. So what we're after is knowing how many people are going to put their hand up for the actual for the task. Look, it's not an easy task, so we're not going to feed anyone any crap or anything. It's going to be a hardcore job. That's it, and it has to be done. So if you're signing on board, and I'll be straight up with anyone that's going to look at signing on board, if you've got any major prize or anything like that, if you're smoking cannabis, all that sort of stuff on a weekend, you might as well get off now, don't even bother, right? So,
bullshit.
Because I'm not going to put you in there. That's all there is to it. We have a high standard, and it's got to be met, and that's all there is to it. So we don't alter or change that for anyone. We also want people who want to go down the peaceful path if we can, because we want to do the arrest warrants and go that way, because that's the correct and lawful way to do it. You know, the last resort, as I said, is to pull a handgun out on someone or to pull arms on someone. We don't want to do it, okay? We want to do it lawfully, right, to the book and under the 1979 Police Act, okay? When you do sign on, we've got the website coming up, which will be hopefully next week all done and dusted. And everyone will actually get the entry for that actual website. And then you'll get a sign-in code. You can sign in, and everything will be on there. You'll have the front section to it and the back section. There's places and people on there where you can go to common law, as well as download the 1979 Police Act. Now,
yep. So just stop there. Sorry.
You have to know.
Okay, so they've got a website. Okay, but they don't want the government to know about it, and this is a federal organisation, but they don't want anyone in Canberra to know about it. You're seeing where this is going. If you see around the world, there is no constitution anymore. Get this damn straight. There is no constitution anymore because they've suspended the constitution under emergency powers. And the constitution was made to be suspended under emergency powers. So it's all been suspended. So you can't use common law when you're in a state of emergency because you've already declared a state of emergency. Okay? That's just the way it is. And I mean, it reeks of farts. I'm sorry, but it does. It really does. It smells. Because if you just quickly, if you have a, let's say you have a look at Australia's GDP budget, it's in the shape of the circle. We call it a pie chart. Okay, they split it up. 2% of the GDP goes to defence. 20% goes to education and higher education, and then they break it up that way. So I can't understand for the life of me how the Australian government can actually fund their own downfall. Do you think that they would do that? Do you think that would do that? Would they do that? They say, oh, well, okay, because as I'll go through it later, they want between 20 and 50,000 in each state. So, look, I've rounded it. If you want to go high, 280,000, 300,000 of these lateral surveillance program operatives going around. There's 300,000 of them. Think about that. 300,000, as I've described what lateral surveillance is. It's in shopping centres. It's everywhere. It is everywhere. You wouldn't even know if you're being done. You really wouldn't. So as you can see, it's the hammer's coming down. The hammer's coming down. They want to find out who doesn't want to drink the orange juice. They're saying who is against the system. See, these are the people. These are the things that they're targeting, because they've got to weed out every single person. They want to weed out every single person. So when it comes to the mop-up operation, they can just go along their merry way. We've already taken care of the dissidents. We've already taken care of that. We can just march forward to our utopia, whatever you want to call it. So, as I said, why would why would ScoMo, our pedo PM, I'd love to say, I had to throw that in. Why would he go and fund his own downfall?
Exactly.
Think about that. Okay, so we'll just keep going. No.
Sections 2, 3, and 4. That's pursuant to what we train and what we do, and that's got arresting warrant, how to arrest someone, arresting warrants, your job role as a federal officer, my role as a commissioner. And that's all been laid out in there, and that has to be read. There's 238 pages in that booklet, just so you know, so eventually go through the whole lot, and that way you're schooled and educated on that, as well as getting schooled and educated on common law. So the website will have all that on there, and that's getting tasked up as we speak. So we're just trying to finalise that and get it absolutely dead right for everyone. Okay, so when it comes down to the policing, each commissioner has to appoint you as a federal officer, which means you have to swear in under God and the Bible. You have a swearing oath, which is allegiance to Her Majesty the Queen and monarchy, as well as to be dealing with you. You must be dealing in common law. Okay, as much as we don't look upon the Queen as our advocate here, it doesn't matter. That's still lawful what we have to do, right? So that swearing then brings you into that. You also get an appointment card. You get landing with your name on it, and we need a passport photo of yourself, and that puts you into the system, as well as you'll be getting a badge. That badge is not to be used, so everyone understands this. It is not to be used to go and go, hey, look, I want to get in front of people and get a coffee. That's not what it's for, okay? It is not to be shown. It is not to be used until such time that our operation actually goes in and we effect our arrest warrants on that day. So I want to make that perfectly clear to you. If you cannot follow orders, don't bother signing on. Okay? This is a discipline outfit, and you must follow orders.
There you go.
Okay? This Zoom is a little bit different to the other ones where I talk to you. I'm talking to you as...
So can you stop there for a sec? Sorry, mate.
The person who's your boss.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, these people will not be carrying any badges until they arrest. So therefore, if you think they're someone, if you think they're a cop and all this sort of stuff, they're not going to carry any ID on them. Okay, so they're not going to carry badges on them until they arrest you.
That's right.
Okay, so you won't know who they are. You won't. I mean, this is an asymmetric game as well. Lateral surveillance mixed in with asymmetric. Okay, it's a psychological game. So what I'm saying is you can see how he's talking. You can see how he's talking. And as we'll go further into it, how would I put it? I don't want to say the word, but what he's saying is he wants unjuiced people and that sort of thing. So we'll just keep going.
That's it. You must follow every direction. It's exactly the way the Army works. It follows everything in Northern Heritage that we have. We also have a set standard when we look at the officers that will go and effect the arrest warrants. They have to be fit, healthy, ready to go, no prize, clean cut, which is what we're after. It is a regiment, just like Army is or police force is. You must be of good stature. You must have discipline, and you must be able to be trainable. Because it's not only the theory side you have to do, it is also the physical side that you have to do. You have to learn self-defense and everything like that. Because again, our last resort is to pull any gun or handgun on anyone. We want to do this peacefully, okay? We give no chance to the government to say that we're a terrorist organisation and this is a coup. This is not a coup at all, right? This is not what we're here for, okay? So
But just stop
now,
there, stop there.
We're not there.
Yeah. So as you can see, he's trying to protect his ass here. Okay, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to protect himself and saying that, you know, we are the law. We're doing this. We're doing that. We're doing everything by the book and that sort of thing. When you hear him say that, you know, people will be arresting people and they don't want to pull any weapons out and that sort of thing, they're going to give you that option. They're going to say, if you don't get the orange juice, we're going to take you away. Okay, so they're going to do it nicely at the start. They're going to give you that option. And then you say no. That's when they pull the weapons on you. That's when they arrest you. Okay, so we'll just keep going.
There, right, to harm the government, to blow up the government, to hurt the government, to do nothing to the government in that way, shape, or form. As I said, this is not a terrorist act. If you think
stop
you're
there.
going in there guns blazing
Sorry.
and
So as you can see, he's saying things very carefully. He's saying that he doesn't want to hurt the government. He doesn't want to be a terrorist or nothing like that. He doesn't want to do anything like that. So that tells me immediately that he's with them, and people like me, people like Sis, people like you guys here, you are the problem. Okay, so as above, so below. So he's trying to say that he's not here to hurt the government. He's not, because he's working for them. This is a dragnet. That's what it is. It's a dragnet. Okay?
Absolutely.
So he's fooling these people and coming in, thinking they're doing everything right and doing everything by the law. Then their orders change. As you heard him say, you will follow orders. The AFP, it's just like the army. It's like a regiment. It's like the police force. It's a regiment. You follow orders. And anyone that's in the military, you know you follow orders. You don't follow orders, they kick you out. Okay, so we'll keep going.
it's going to be all fun and games. It's not. This is not a game. Okay, so I want to put that straight to everyone. It's not a game. You're signing on for something that could be dangerous. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, some of you will be armed, may be armed. Some of you may not. That's the way it is. Okay, we have liaison officers that will have the arrest warrants and so forth, and that's their job. They don't need to be armed. 3/4 of the people we're putting in there won't have to be armed at all. Okay.
So stop there.
So it's pushing.
So as you can see, most of them won't so that's fine. Who are the ones that are going to be armed? It's going to be the military behind them. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be the military behind them. So these officers here, they're going to bring out the warrants. They're going to give you the option, and then it's the military that's standing behind these officers that are armed. It's them. It's the military behind it that will be armed. So if we keep going.
Those arrest warrants correctly onto these people and doing it by the law. That's the most important part that you have.
There is no law.
With my staff members, we've had correspondence with police officers now that are really looking at what they have to do, and they know it's wrong and it's unlawful what they're being made to do at the moment. So that's great to hear that, because we know now that they're also on our side. And some of those are coming to physical meetings though, which is great. Okay? And that's what we're after. We're after our police force to understand it's time for them to stop doing what they're doing and stand up. Okay?
Okay, stop there. So as you can hear what he's saying, you know, if he's going that way, we have to think and run back the other way. So what he's saying is it's what people want to hear. It's like giving people hope. And as we were discussing yesterday and today, Sis, if you have a look at the lockdowns, okay, so what it's designed to do is to crush your spirit, okay,
and then let you out and bring it back up again.
That's right. So they keep crushing you over and over and over and over again until you get used to their conditioning system. That's basically what it is, because the human spirit will give up and they say, can't pay my mortgage, can't go to work, can't do this. I have to go out and get orange juice because I can't take this anymore. Okay, so this is what they're doing. It's a psychological game where they break the spirit, and as these screws get tightened and tightened and tightened where you just can't move. Now, This is the other psychological part, the spiritual psychological part that we all on this channel believe in. We don't look to man. I mean, they want to give people hope. So what they're trying to do is give you hope in man. There's no hope in man. There's no hope in this system anymore. We're in the beast system here. So there's no hope in man. There is only hope in Yeshua. It's either the beast system or Yeshua. So
Praise
you can see
Yeshua.
when it says, yep, and as you can see how it's separating the wheat and the tares. It's separating them. Who's going to stand right beside Yeshua? Who's going to go into the system? So if you're not fully solidified and walking with him, you will submit to the system. You can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You can't be lukewarm. So if you're lukewarm, if you got 1 foot in the system, 1 foot in Yeshua's world, and the hammer comes crashing down, you're going to be like a deer in the headlights. That's what you're going to do. You're going to be a deer in the headlights. You're going to start clinging to things. You're going to, okay. So once you hesitate, you're gone. It's that simple. So it's either being on the right side or it's being on the left-hand side with no hesitation. There is no hesitation. If you're walking with him, trust in him, everything like that, know that's the only way. That is when you're solidified. And you've got to psychologically prepare yourself. I find this is very, very important. Run through different scenarios. What if that happens? What if that happens? How will I react? How would I do this? How would I do that? How would I do that? You know, so you're running through multiple scenarios all the time. You're running through multiple. And the only way to get through it is to be with him. Side by side.
Absolutely.
Cut and dried, that is it. Cut and dried, that is it. And as you hear him say, this is a serious game. We're not stuffing around. Yeah, of course, because I know what I know what your end goal is here, mate. You know, because it's going to be against the people. You know, so sucking in all these people, recruiting all these operatives for LSP programs, because if you have a look at the police force, you have a look at the military, it's still not enough. It's still not enough. How would I put it? It's not enough manpower yet. It's not enough manpower because there's still too many people that aren't going to take it. So what they're going to do is you see it's like a 3-tiered, layered, structured force. So you've got, let's say you've got the police, and then you've got the military, and then you've got these guys as well. So they're taking care of all facets of things. They're taking all care of facets of things. And see, as it says in the Bible, doesn't it? It says it causes all, both young and all. All. It causes all, because the system that we're in now, and when they want you to take this orange juice, it's so encompassing. It's going to take all your freedoms away. It's going to take everything away from you. It will be so encompassing. That's how they're going to make it mandatory. They don't have to make it mandatory in one way, but they just have to take everything off you. But then it wouldn't. And as we've gone through other live streams, if you have a look at the Public Health Order of 2016 WA in South Australia, where they can basically hold you down and jab you anyway. You know, that's a last resort. But as you can see, it's a full, all-encompassing system. If you are not walking with him, you are done. It is that simple. So we'll keep going.
These guys on board with us is essential. Okay, we're not there to hurt them. They're there to do a job. Okay, and unfortunately, they've been taught one way. They have to understand that there's another way they can do, and they have the right under the Act to make their own decision about what they want to do. Half of them are scared to lose their job. Half of them are scared, you know, to come on board, but they also know it's the right thing to do. So they're now starting to come over, which is great. Okay. One of the things I want to say, I've had numerous phone calls from people going, "Oh, you can't do this. This is treason. This is a terrorist act. This is this. This is that." Okay. So where do you get your intel from? Okay. I'll let everyone know right now. I am not going to say it on Zoom where anyone likes it. I'm not a bullshit artist. I tell people straight up, straight cut what it is. I have people in the background who give me information that if I gave who they are out, they will be dead within a day. Okay?
Yeah, so would you, mate.
Information comes from people who are in the know. And I don't listen to any other narrative. I don't listen to YouTube. I don't listen to mainstream media. I listen to the people who are in the know. and exactly who are finding out what's happening. My phone itself, I have the direction, which was the original direction, which was given to the Army to find location of targets, to enter location of targets with force and jab targets, the designated liquid, right? That is not something that's secretive. If anyone wants that, I'll send it to them. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. I have the proof of that. Okay, and I have other documents that prove what the government are doing. I already know that. Okay, so I'm not asking anyone to stand up and do something, right, that doesn't have to be done. It has to be done. Okay, but if we do it lawfully, it doesn't have to be violent. Okay, that's our last resort, is that violence. We don't want to do that. We want to go in, no guns blazing, effective arrest warrants, do it lawfully, and that's it. So I want everyone to be in on this, to be directed into that. Now, it's no offence to anyone. If you're 70 years old, I admire your courage to stand up, but I cannot have you on the front line, okay, arresting people. But I can have you with other people behind that, backing up those arrests. We need people to stand up. We need crowds to stand up and go behind this and call upon their arrests. And I don't want 1,000 people. I want 22,000 to 50,000 people in every state standing up, ready to go, rallying people up
So,
to call upon those
stop
arrests.
that.
So
Stop
it's not
that.
just one person,
So, as you can see, and as I told you before, that they want between 22 and 50,000. Let's say 50,000, 75s, 35. So that's 350,000. That's if you're looking at top. So 350,000 lateral surveillance operatives. Think about that. Then you got the military, and you got other police forces, and then you've got other departments. So as you can see, 350,000 of these guys. Then you got the military. You got I don't know 30 in the ADF. I think you have 35,000. So it's they're going to have about 400,000 to 500,000. 400,000 to 500,000 people after they've reached their targets to take care of the rest. Okay, so that's plenty of backup. They know what you're doing on social media. They know what you're doing on your phones. They know who you are. They're building live lists. So once the time comes, like I said, I'm not putting any dates on this. Not putting any dates on this, but I would say that at least half of them are already employed. Of what they're trying to, of how many people they want to employ here, and you can actually see the end goal here. So I'm not sure how much they're going to have. They say it's a clinical trial until 2023, so they've given themselves a time frame. Okay, this is how many. This is the time frame. This is the time frame. How many people we get done, and whoever's left over, these 500,000 people will be deployed straight after that. Okay, so they've already built the live list. They already know who you are. They already know. That's the only way that would that I can understand how it'll be done. So yeah.
There's that last little bit of that,
yeah,
because that's basically said it all with there. But there was that last, like the last 5 minutes, if we could go to the end of it.
Yeah.
Is that because, he does answer some questions that I guess anybody would ask in a situation like that, but that's all pretty boring stuff, really. Just about the training and stuff like that. It is a 45-minute long video, guys. We will leave the link in the description box for it, because anybody who, like we said, it's to give us hope and then crush us down again. These people are not recruiting people to bring in those unjuiced people that are to take down the government. It's for the unjuiced people. It's for that's right. So if we can go, Messi, to that last, say, started at the last 4 minutes of that, is where I think he says something that's fairly important. Yep, it's coming.
Okay, so just to answer that question properly for everyone. Okay? Right. No questions? Right. So guys, we do try to do everything we can by the book, T's crossed, I's dotted. Okay? But at one of the meetings, the physical meetings, I went down with a practice handgun so people could see, not because I wanted to say, oh, look at us, we've got a handgun and we want to incite violence, but to let people know that we're going to sign on as police officers that this is not a bloody game. It's not a game. Okay? There could be time, right, where your life could be threatened. And I'm not going to give it to you backwards. I'm going to tell you straight up. But your life's being threatened now. Okay? Your life is being threatened with taking a vaccine which will destroy your innate immune system. It is being absolutely, categorically talked about. And if you look at the Senate in the US at the moment, okay, they've now come out and spoken out and got the correct documents from the CDC. The CDC's records of those who actually died of COVID, when you look at the COVID, there's about 9,000 people in the States who died of COVID, according to their official records. Okay? Now, what happened to the other 500,000? So, get on it and have a look at the CDCs. Get on and look at the states. They're now calling upon the please explain. Okay? Now, the CDC are also saying at the moment that the rest of those guys actually died after having the actual jab. Okay? Hundreds of thousands of women are now sterile after having that jab. Now, that's not enough for you guys or anyone in Australia to turn around and stand up for your children, for your families, and also for your bloody selves. If that's not enough, let me know, and I'll go back to my family. I've got no problems in going back to my family and go hide in the bush somewhere with my family. Okay? Because at the end of the day, if I do that, and you do that, and we all do that, we've lost. We're going to lose all our freedoms, all our children's freedoms, all their rights. It's
Stop it there.
time to stand up.
He just told you. He just told us what is going to occur. He told you about that it's the numbers are fake. He told you that it is killing people. He told you that the people will have to go and hide in the bush. Keep going.
As I said, I need warriors. I don't need fence sitters. So if you're a fence sitter, right, don't sign on. I don't need you on there. I'm going to be straight up, straight cut. I need warriors to stand up, male and female. Okay? Australia called on men and women, young, strong, and lean, and mean as they call it, to go fight wars in the past. Okay? We have to stand up to show a sign of unity, as well as show a sign that the law is the law. It doesn't change. And they're not above law. And they will be arrested for that. Okay? So I'll end what I'm talking about right now with that. And if you are still thinking of becoming a police officer, because you've got it straight up, straight cut now, the website will be open next week, all going well. And you can leave your details, okay, in the chat box, your email address, your phone number, name.
Yeah, that's about it, Messi.
Okay? Yeah, so it's up there. Yeah. Now, as you can see, he's speaking out against it. Okay, so this is going to bring the rest of the people who are sitting on the fence or sitting in the background that haven't done anything, haven't said anything about it. They think finally, oh wow, oh this big chief has come out. You know, there's going to be a revolution. No. They're just weeding more people out and weeding more people out and weeding more people out. This is the job that they've been given. Okay, because if you have a look, if you have a look at the police insignias, you have a look at Vic Pole, you know, that's an upside down pentagram with a crown on top, and it's got the Knights of Malta cross on top of the crown. You have a look at Q-Pole, which is Queensland. It's got the Knights of Malta, the blue cross on it. Now, all police forces, they say it's to the crown. That's true, but it's not to the UK. They all fall under the Vaticano police order. All of them. All of them fall under the Vaticano police order. The whole lot. Interpol, the whole lot. That's
right.
who they work for. That's who they work for.
And does anybody really realistically think that they can stand up against the where the money is coming from to fund that? Like you said, they're not going to fund their own demise. So
no, they won't.
This was put out so people would go, quick, pass this on. Like, unfortunately, Peter didn't realise, and this is what we're here for. We try to help you guys discern. We're not the be-all of end-all, no way. But we've just been doing this that long now that we can smell a rat as soon as we see it. At first, I even thought, hey, I'll admit it. At first, I said to Growler, hey, this sounds like a good thing. But then he said, well, what about this? And what about that? And what about, oh, right. You know, it's all there for the taking. So to cut a really long story short, what they're doing is they are going to employ between 20 to 50,000 people per state in this country to take down the unvaccinated. And we do not know when that was actually uploaded. It could have been done a year ago. So these people, they would, if they've let that come out, we believe that these people are already in place. They've already been trained. They're already been armed up and uniformed, and we will not know who they are. They will send them into shopping centres. They will send them to protests. They'll be everywhere. They'll be the nice old man and old lady on the street that you try and witness to.
And on top of it, it could be the postman coming with his body cam in, and as he's putting the letters in the letterbox, surveils the house. They get an idea of it, and then what they do is they take that footage back and they say, okay, where can we enter this house? What's the easiest way to enter this house? This is how they do it. This is how they do it. It is so all-encompassing that, like I said, the only way you can get through it is if you've got the protection of Yeshua. There's no other way. That's the full stop. That's just the way it is, and it did. As I said to you yesterday when you presented this to me, I mean, it got my hopes up a little bit. Of course it does. Who wouldn't? I mean, everyone's, oh, gee, I wish this was over and we just go back to our lives and, have a house and happy kids. And I mean, anyone that doesn't want that needs their head kicked in. But we know where we are now, and they will use every avenue. They'll use every door. They will use every subversive military tactic, psychological warfare tactic, asymmetric tactic, grey zone tactic, irregular tactic. Satan will use all those to get anyone to take it, and they all work for him. They all work for him. It's just the way it is. Nothing we can do, but we've already got the victory already.
That's right.
That's the thing. So that should comfort you. We've already got the victory. I
just want to quickly read something for them, just because you just said that right then, so it's got to happen now. Isaiah 35 verse 4. Be strong, do not fear. Behold, your Father will come with vengeance. With the recompense of the Father, he will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then the lame shall leap like a deer, and the tongue of the dumb shall sing. For the waters shall burst forth in the wilderness, and the streams in the desert. The parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of waters. So There you go. Be strong. Do not fear. And it's here, a highway shall be there, a road, and it shall be called the highway of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for others. Whoever walks the road, although a fool, listen to this. So, whoever walks the road, although a fool, shall not go astray. So he's even saying there that the Father, this is how mercy triumphs over judgment. It will, because even though a fool, he will be redeemed just by the words and in his heart saying, Father, okay, I'll believe that Yeshua was real. Please come to me. And that, a fool says in his heart, there is no God. Okay. So, I mean, that's really, really comforting. And the more I read, the more comforted I get. So it's really no use having a Bible beside you unless you're going to read it. That is where your faith will be installed and increased. That is where the very essence of what is going on is going to be revealed through the word, because Yeshua was the word. It's actually, that's why it's a living word. The Bible is the only book in the world that is living, that you open it and you feel something. Now, in talking about that, guys, I don't know if you guys know, but the Fun VC, it's called, I'll just pop that in the chat because I can't say it, but this one that I'm popping in the chat was designed to take away the part in your frontal lobe that makes you feel emotion and your good things. But what they found was they did it on what they called fundamentalists. That's why it's called that name, fundamentalist Christians. And what they found was when they gave it to these fundamentalist Christians, it turned off those senses that let you feel the emotion and those good things, because they proved by that experiment in itself, they proved themselves that when you read the Bible, there is something, even just baby Christians, you don't have to be in this forever, this can happen to someone on the very first time, that there is something that is lights up in your brain, okay, that it doesn't happen with anything else. They've proven this. So they design something else, give that to them, it turns it off forever. So there will be that block there between you and the Father. And what it is they have basically put an umbrella over your pineal gland, which we know must be our antenna. Okay? It has to be our antenna, because all they've gone after is our pineal gland the whole way through. Fluoride, chems in the sky, you name it, GMO foods, it all adds up to blocking our receptor, our antenna, which is our pineal gland. So do a little bit of research into the one I just put in the chat, because they are taking these things down left, right and centre. We found one about it the other day. I went back to look at it 10 minutes later, gone. It was gone. So there was a Pentagon briefing that you used to be able to watch on that one, that they told you fundamentalist Christians can be basically turned off. But the only way they can do this is to those whose faith is not really deeply rooted, because they like we've been saying, they turn the screws down, turn them down, and then we have nothing left. We can't go to the shop, we can't send our children to school, we get sick, we can't go to the hospital if you're bleeding out. Now, so what do? Easy. That's it. That's how they're doing it. We haven't even got to the economy crashing yet. Now, wait for that, because that's the final straw. That's the one that will bind everybody to this system. So if your faith is only lukewarm, they'll just scrape all them people off the top so fast. We have to be willing to go the whole way. And the only way, if you are in fear, any of you, my dear brothers and sisters, if you do have fear about literal death itself, just ask him to take it away. And he will. Ask him to take away the fear, because it's only the flesh you're fearing. It's the fleshly death you're fearing, okay? And if he takes away that fear and lets you know that you are a spiritual being, you are not your body is only carrying your soul around. That's it. It's like the engine of the car is what makes the car move, not the body. And you can beat the body up, you can get a sledgehammer and knock your doors in. As long as your engine's okay, the car keeps running no matter how bad it is on the outside. So, and this is why they have to destroy our body to take our soul. It's very simple. A child can understand what's going on. And it's just, hi, Rayetta, how are you? She's late. You're going to have to listen to it again. It's a very simple plan. It's a very devious, ingenious, evilist plan. But like Growler said before, they have this all backed up. There is no way they started this shit show without having it completely down pat in order of what they were going to do. If that doesn't work, we go that strategy. If that strategy doesn't work, that strategy. They knew they would only need a couple of strategies because on the whole, society has been conditioned to eat junk food, to work chronically, and then come home, fall in front of the TV, the television, and watch that and get your mind destroyed there while you're destroying your body, eating the junk food, watching the TV. And then you've got to get up and do it all over again. And you get 2 days break, if you're lucky. And you are too tired. You've got nothing to come and study this stuff. You've got no time. They've totally diverted everybody of everything. I hope that makes sense. You know, we are there now. Whether they want us to renounce our faith or not, I think we talked about this morning, that is irrelevant because we had the tools, we had the information available to find all this out. And in saying that, the Father sent angels out all over the earth around 3.5 years ago. Now, we all know it, guys, because a lot of us woke up in that period. Okay, and there was a period that was just before that, which was about 5 years before that. Now, he sent the angels over all the earth. Everybody got the call. I'm sure everybody got the call. You know, you're doing things wrong in the life. You've got to sort of, I can help you. The Father was saying. We all got the call. It is only those of us who listened, answered, and boy, hasn't it been a struggle since then. But it's the best struggle you could hope for because he gave us the information. Without the information, we would have perished. Now it says my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. It used to say perish for lack of knowledge, but that's neither here nor there. But that is the only way we can equip ourselves for what is absolutely inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. From this point, no going back. I know you all tried to tell your family. I know they all say, oh, just wait a little bit longer. It's going to get better. You must tell them you are wrong in the nicest way. I don't care if you've got to say it 1,000,000 times. Only do it when they bring it up, though. You don't want to be jamming this down anybody's throat. Now we're not that we did, we tried to warn, but we are past the point because, look, put it this way, we're not going to be able to go out in public and tell anybody on the street because it could have been one of these people we just showed you about for the last hour and 24 minutes, right? It very well could be. Like I said, they could be an old-looking person that's, looks lovely, and you think, oh, we should tell them not to do that. And, you know, next minute you've been carted off screaming and kicking. Now, all
so
I
bash
can
the hell out of anyone that comes up to you. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm joking.
what I would suggest to you all is please try and have a plan where they don't literally capture you. Now, you're going to have to work that out for yourselves. I've said this before. I think I've been saying it nearly every live stream, but please, if you can read between the lines of what I'm saying, please have a plan for them to not capture you. Also, we do not know how long this is going to tarry on for. We have an idea, but we don't set dates. So please prepare with food and water. Please, Yeshua is telling me to tell you this. Prepare with food and water. Even if we don't get to use it, guys, it shows we're prudent. We wouldn't be here without Noah. Okay? Everybody laughed at him. Let's take the laughs as every time you get laughed at or mocked, it is the best thing that can happen. It's the best thing because it proves that we are doing the same as Noah. All right? And you know what? Yeah, I'll be your bodyguard, mate. I tell you what, I'm a bulldog when I get going, and absolutely, I can be ruthless, but in a good way now. In a good way.
I'll rock and roll at the drop of a hat.
More like fearless, and sometimes it gets me into trouble, or it has in the past, but I've learned to thank you to the Father. I have learned to control that and use my energy, use all those unusual traits that he put in my soul towards the kingdom of light. That's where we have to be, walking in the light. Like Growler said, you can't have one foot a little bit over here, one on the right side and that one just tapping the left there, We've got to go right, okay? I don't care. Listen, if you guys have got, fleshly sins, just take it to him. It is not going to keep you out of heaven at this stage because you are signed, sealed, and delivered with the blood. And I am not once saved, always saved. No, I'm not. No. Any of you that know me know that. But we are at a pinnacle where, now look at it this way too, guys. This is probably going to blow some of your heads off. He is taking everything off us. Do you realise what he's doing? He's cleaning his bride up. I know a lot of you still smoke pot. I know a lot of you drink. I drink. I know a lot of you smoke cigarettes. I smoke cigarettes. So they're sins, aren't they? So does Growler. So we're sinning against our own body. It's not like we're having a cigarette and saying horrible things, right? But if our body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, we do need to look after it. And I've been told my husband's totally clean. He doesn't do any of that. And he has tried to warn me and warn me and warn me. And everything he said is true. But the thing is, I'm not saying don't try to get better. No way. I'm saying the opposite. But if what he's going to do is, because a lot of us can't do it, well, there's some sort of block, or maybe the enemy has just gotten such a root in, or maybe it's just been that we've been doing it for so many years. It's like losing a husband or a wife if you have to give up that certain thing. He's going to get us to the point where the bride will be clean. I believe this. That's why things are being taken off us. You have to see this from Father's perspective, not just the enemy's. What is Father's plan in this pandemic? What is he doing with this? Well, okay, let's look at it. He's forcing people, not forcing, he's basically pushing people to either make a choice. Well, you're going to take that VC or you're going to look for another way out. What is the other way out? Well, there is only one way out. Then he's taking things away from us, okay? So if we cannot buy, sell, nor trade, no marijuana, no beer, no cigarettes. How does the bride get into heaven clean? I just answered your question. Doesn't mean we don't try to stop now, though. Okay, so that's just words of wisdom he put in me. Believe me, I'm not wise. My words come, when I'm wise, it comes from the Holy Spirit. Because we are dirt, but we're his dirt, as Tony Lamb so elegantly puts it. Okay, and we need each other. We need these meetings, these gatherings we have here weekly, because Yeah, we're cleansed of our sins, absolutely. It just seems that we just can't stop. We're like dogs that go back to our vomit. And yes, we are cleansed of them because we believe, because it's not just enough to say, yes, Jesus died, yep, I'll run with that. It's not. We know that we know that we know. What we know is real. And these things, so if we look at it from what the Father is doing with this situation, is cleaning up his bride. He's taken
That's
every
right.
spot and wrinkle off her.
That's right. They're watchmen. Yeah, we're in the wine press. Yeah, and it's look. I'm not making any excuses for myself or anyone. I mean, if we
Sister Kathleen says, I'm pretty sure they have cigs in
there'll be cigs. Yeah, gold ones.
Sorry, love.
I mean, that's why he had to come down and die for us, because we're useless. Can't do it. I mean, let's say you didn't smoke, drink, or take tablets, or you didn't do that. You might have a problem with this, or you might have a problem with that. Everyone goes up with something. It's not to make excuses, but I mean, it could be thinking the wrong thing 2-3 times a day, every day. Look, I still smoke cigarettes because I can. And dealing with this is trying to figure out what these pricks are up to. It's a bit of a mind break for me. I'm not using that as an excuse. I really don't. As I've said in previous live streams, I don't think, if people are on medication for some good reason, you're not going to be turfed out because of that. You won't. It's how would I put it? It's look, I got rid of my pharmaceuticals and everything else. I never did illegal drugs or anything like that. I did smoke a bit of pot for a while, but I'd never done it. And I thought, no, that's not good. So gave that up. I still smoke my cigarettes, and too many of them. That's for sure. That's my fault. But it's where your heart is. Are you prepared to die for him? Are you prepared not to take part in any of this pandemic? Don't basically even look at a mask. Don't even QR code anything. Do not go into a beast money system. Nothing like that. If you're prepared just to sit there and you're prepared with food and everything, and have a little tin of tuna every day and wait for him, you're there. That's the way I see it. Not to take part of any of the system at all. I know. Look, and sister knows. When it comes down to it, can't go to a shop, can't do anything. Haven't got the money. It's just off. It's so well, okay, I did it for long enough. That's good enough. I have to, I mean, if buy, trade, or sell. If you can't buy, trade, or sell, you can't. If you don't have the orange juice, you can't buy, trade, or sell. So what are you gonna do? Get the orange juice for a cigarette? No, you got to be joking. Like I said, I do it because I can at the moment, but I know when the time comes, I've said to you, sis, too, I think Australia is a bit further down the track with their police state and restrictions and being a test subject. I said about a month and a half ago, within 6 months, we'll be sitting in the backyard here just eating a tin of tuna. That's just the way it is. With the way things are going, because they're not going to stuff around and I don't know. It's and I tell you what, it's like we have been waiting for it because we know it's coming. We have. So I think by the time it comes, it's more of a it's about time, and
it'll be a relief. It will.
Yeah.
It will. This is what we talk about every day. It's just the waiting. All we're doing now is waiting for whichever way it's going to go, but we are literally waiting for father to send his only son to come and rescue us.
Exactly. I'll just quickly.
Or we might lose our life in the meantime.
Yeah.
Whichever way.
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. Yeah, that's right. Hey, Fudgy, thanks, darling. Thanks for everything. I just want to, haven't been able to look at the chat for a while. Thanks, Fudgy. Davey313, get that coffee and send it over, mate. Great to have you in. And Rebecca Martinez, yeah, thanks very much for saying that we're helping you get through it. I think we're all helping each other to get through it. We really are. It's pretty hard, and as Beck and I always discuss, you know, we hopefully what we do, and that just keeps the people that are on that. We always think about the people that are on their own. You know, it's very hard. I was on my own. Beck was on her own as well, and it's not a good feeling. It is not good at all, and you're only human. You have to go through those emotions. There's nothing you can do. But yeah, I mean, you guys have helped us, you know, by being on here. It just really means the world to us, and yeah, and thanks, Anne. Looking forward to that white almond cake, darling. Really am. And I'm going to make sure that everyone gets a slice up here. We're all going to have a big party up there with white almond cake and coconut milk. And but yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to a few people, but I'll do a bit of a shout out later. But I just wanted to let you guys know. And thanks very much. And who was it? Mark. Yeah, I'll be your bodyguard, mate. No problems at all. Yeah, well, I'll try. That's all I can do. Just quickly, I did want to mention something. We had the next stream. If we get there, that a military order has been put through in the EU member states that actually all the militaries in the European nations, the Western European nations, have been passed through by NATO and the UN, and there's a new at Newport News in Virginia, where they make all the subs and the aircraft carriers and that sort of thing. There is a new NATO headquarters, which is a massive move, and I'm starting to put all the pieces together. All the militaries in the EU, they're going into basically a peacekeeping role, police peacekeeping role in their own country. So think about that. So these are your 10 toes. These are the 10 toes of the leopards. 10 toes of the leopard. So what they're doing is, say France, okay, France with their military, the military are going to go into a policing role for that country. Let's say the UK, the military is going to go into a policing role of the UK. If you have a look at Brussels in Belgium, they're doing the same thing. You have a look at Spain, and the same thing's going to happen in America. So as you can see, the Western countries and the Western militaries are all going into a self-governing police force of their own country, and that's what hopefully we'll do something about that next live stream. So that is prophecy just jumping off the pages right there, and I was talking to you about it a few days ago. Remember that, Beck? And it's extremely worrying. And as I said on other live streams, you've seen the fall of the West. So now the West's going to be occupied by their own military, which is actually run by the UN. Okay, so we all know that. And so I thought I'd just quickly chuck that in. If you want to do some research about that, it's very, very interesting, and is basically a takeover of Western countries through their own militaries. So it's very, very worrying, and I'll go through that at some later time. And
someone was just saying in the chat about the cost of cigarettes in Nova Scotia, $25 for a pack of cigarettes in Nova Scotia. Oh, that was Paul Levi. Well, Paul, you want to hear what they are?
Send them over.
Yeah, that's cheap as chips.
Send them over.
I think a packet of 25. What are they? You bought some the other morning because I never buy them. What are they? How much?
Yeah, 41 AUD, 41 Australian dollars.
41, and a 50-gram packet of the roll your own tobacco, which is the not the half, the full, that's like
Yeah.
$100. That's $100 a
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yep.
so
That's right. It's stupid.
yeah,
So why? Yeah. So actually,
yeah,
it's
we,
going to be taken off us very, very soon.
that's right. So we won't have to
Yeah.
worry, and we won't be struggling against our damn flesh, because our flesh is damned. But guys, I've got something so amazing
No,
to
that's
tell
right.
you. I've got something so amazing that I forgot to say it before. Listen, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, when they were, supposedly destroyed, will be 911 months since the attack, 8th of August. 8th of August, 8th of the 8th, which is significant, as well as it's 911 months since Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Can you believe that? Watch that date. Hey, Bubba, how you going, Bubba? Bubba's in the house. He's a bit late.
Bubba. Yeah, thanks,
Bubba.
Watchman. Thanks, buddy.
So,
thanks, mate.
guys,
love you very much.
I hope you all heard me. 911 months since Hiroshima and Nagasaki on the 8th of the 8th. So keep your eyes, that honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't believe nothing would happen on that day, to be honest with you, because I know how these sick puppies work.
Yeah, that's actually saying something nice about them. They're way beyond sick puppies.
I love puppies. I absolutely love them, so I shouldn't say that. But I just thought that was very I was just writing a comment. There you go. I just put Yars Child now.
How dare you be late?
Yeah, all these late people. And Bubba, where have you been, Bubba? Caramel fudge high there. 8/8 is the dark new moon as well. What?
Oh, okay.
But Bubba, what's that mean? Is it the dark new moon? Oh, do you mean that's when it's completely dark? I think that's what Bubba means there. Yeah. Wow, 64 in chat. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to our family. Yeah. Look, we're just real people. No moon yet. We try and pass information along that we study, we break it apart, we break it down as much as we can. We are so gifted that there are two of us here to be able to do that, and we both have our own separate things that we specialize in. And I just love having Growler. My channel it was just such a tiny little channel with my walks and talks before he came along, and none of this would have happened without him here. So, I really thank the Father for bringing him into all our lives here. And you guys are amazing, and I know, like some of you, I feel your spirits. I know, especially ones I've spoken to you on the phone, and we just know it's not far. And look, I know when I was first saved, before I slipped away, but when I was first saved 30 odd years ago, nobody was talking about, this is it. We're really quite close here. There was never any of that. Life was just normal, and so look, we can't stress enough. We are at the pinnacle, last trumpet, when maybe we're at the pinnacle of the last trump. Oh, just something quickly too that we found out that's interesting. Speaking of the last trump, Trump's son. Keep your eyes on him.
Yeah,
the oldest son
we
to Ivana. Yeah, the eldest son to Ivana. Keep your eye on him, because it does. It's very specific in the living word that it says at the last trump we will be changed. Well, that's when we get snatched out. Now, the last trump is the seventh trumpet, and we know that the bowls and the vials are after that, don't we? So so we are going to miss that horrible, horrible thing. So
just quickly, sorry. JD Leslie, you're in the Air Force. You in America, and what did you do, if I can ask? If you don't want to say, that's fine. I understand. I know how it works. That'd be great if you could tell us what you were doing and that sort of thing. Maybe because I still want to. I want to learn off as many people as I can. That's what it's all about. So yeah, just if you would just want to drop it in the chat and what you did and how long you're in, that'd be really good, because you can throw in stuff there and we can all learn off each other. Yeah, very good.
Yeah. So guys, if you've got any good videos that you think that are worth sharing, email us. I'll drop the email in the chat, because this one was thanks to Peter Williams. Thank you, Peter. Thanks for sending that email to me. Peter, he's digging all the time. He sends the most amazing things. And thank you, Trixie, too, for your emails. I have taken that very seriously, that last one. Spoken to that, to Growler about that, and that actually gives us a timeline, that last one you sent me, to look at Queensland. So thank you very much for that. And so the email, the link's there for the email. Feel free to send us something, especially because you guys are over there. You get different stuff than we get, so we all need to work together on this. Bubba, when are we going to do a stream with you, dude? We'll come on your channel if you want. We'll come on yours if you want, and pick a subject, any subject. It's hard now though, because we've come to the point in life where the only subject that anybody's talking about or that is thrown at us is all about the orange juice. It's all about the orange juice. So I don't. This winter is the dark winter. Everything is being set up for. Hang on, I'm just reading Bubba's comment. This winter is the dark winter. Everything is being set up for an insane weather. Agreed, Watchman. Yeah.
Just quickly, JD Leslie's got back to me. Weapons security, systems security, ends and conventions. Wow. Okay. Wow. You would have. You definitely would have had a TSSCI clearance, mate. And just drop your look. I understand everything's OPSEC. I don't want to know anything. Whatever you tell us and whatever you can put on, that's fine. We understand, and no questions will be asked after that, because we respect the clearances and everything else that you have. So if you want, I think Beck dropped the email in there. If we can give you a call and that sort of thing, and whatever you can talk about, whatever you can talk about, you talk about. Whatever you can't, and that's fully understandable. So as I said, OPSEC is extremely important, and you're putting other people in danger, and that can't happen. So because OPSEC is about preventing other people from getting into trouble. So I fully understand that. Thanks, mate. Geez, you would have been. If I can ask, was it at Malmstrom or any of that base? If Malmstrom Air Force Base or any other base, I don't know, but if you can put that in.
Is he Australian? Is he Australian?
No, American.
No.
American.
Oh, right.
Okay. Secret clearance. That's high enough. That's for sure. You want to be pretty well on the ball if you're up to that sort of stuff. And if I can ask what base you're at, if you can't, that's fine. But most likely Malmstrom, I would say. But we'll let it. I'll let you email Beck about that. So, if you want, so we understand if you can't, mate. So, cool.
So Watchman's left a link there, guys. Have a check that out. Also, go back and see Anthony. Go back and see Anthony Dickinson's link for his Flat Earth group, which is really good. And Captain Caveman also has left his link in. He's been taken down, so he's got a new channel. And please subscribe to
Oh,
what
wow.
you need to do is hit each other's thumbnails and see if that person does have a channel. And then Anne Walsworth, please subscribe to Anne.
Anne's
And
got a beautiful channel.
as I
Absolutely.
said, the did I say Bubba? The Bubba News. Please go
Yeah.
over and show him some love. And
Oh, right. Yeah.
that's, I'm just trying to see if I know anybody else who's got a channel in here. Effed Up World, Joe Hill. Please subscribe to him. So that's about it for that. Now,
yeah. Can I just quickly
would
say
like
something?
to,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Sorry.
of course, yeah.
Sorry.
Ramstein Air Base.
Yeah, and Barksdale. I'll quickly go on to that in just a second. Tintin, lots of Aussies here at Fort Bragg. Wow, I didn't know you were at Fort Bragg. Do you work there as well, do you? Yeah, it's a big one over there. Fort Bragg is very big. Now, JD, yeah, I'm just wondering. I know you said you were at Ramstein, Barksdale, because Barksdale's where the B-52s are, and I had a friend who his name. I'm just wondering if you know him, because he worked over here in Canberra. That's all I'll say. He worked over here in Canberra for the USAF. So if you know a guy called Quake, lovely bloke. I had a lot of time for him. There are some very, very good people in there, very good-hearted people, and Yeshua does put people in the military to spread his word and that sort of thing as well. I think people are used everywhere. I treasured that man quite. He was a full patriot, very big patriot. So I don't know if you haven't heard it. I don't want to say his other name over here. I don't like doing that and putting people in a position where they shouldn't. So, but yeah, if you can just whack that down, mate, that'd be good. Yeah. As you were saying, sister, sorry, Becky.
Are you talking to me? Is that Messi down there with you?
Yeah, he's doing cartwheels.
Is he? Oh, he's still there. No, that's fine. Tell him it's all right because
I don't think he is. Let me think. Bo's doing a lot of hard work.
He's here.
Yeah, he's lying down. Bo's just lying down, enjoying the sun. So yeah.
Thanks to your prayers, guys. Those times, Bo's been doing awesome. He hasn't gotten any worse. So he's just plodding along like you can tell it's a bit uncomfortable for him, but he's banged up on medication. And this is how good the Father is, guys. I don't even have to go to the vet to get his medication. I don't even have to leave my house except go to the pharmacy, which he knows I won't wear a mask. I've known the guy for years. But they actually email the pharmacy. I just ring the vet once a week, get his medication, then they send it to the pharmacy. Then I ring them up, say, can you make it up? They go, yep. I pick it up. I'm there for 2 seconds, done. I don't have to see a doctor. I don't have to see anything. So isn't Father, the way he's set us up, I know us personally here, what he's done for us is incredible. And I will praise him from the rooftops because he's just put us in this place that we know we're meant to be. And I knew when I moved into this house 12 years ago, I really knew. He said, well, if he didn't say, I knew that this was going to be the last place that I lived on earth. And that wasn't, because I was fearing death. No. It's just that's what I got in my spirit completely. But the family's all good Ellsworth here, guys. Vernon. Hi, Vernon.
Yeah, he said Ellsworth Air Force Base. Ellsworth is where the B-1s are based out there. They're a wrecking machine, those things. They're unreal. B-1s are just awesome. They call it the bone, and they can deliver a lot of newspapers, put it that way. So
I just encourage you all, please try to keep warning those who in your families that haven't had it. Make sure you really pray before you go and speak to them, because I want to read you this. You need to know this. I know we all know it, but I need to remind you. John 15, I am the true vine. My Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine. Neither can you unless you abide in me. That is so beautiful, but that just reminds us all that we need to keep warning. I mean, I feel like we hit the wall, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago with the way that people's attitudes. I mean, how many times have I heard Growler say, I'm not telling anyone, I'm not talking to anybody anymore. I'll just do the live streams. I'm not talking to anybody. But he does. He can't help himself.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful.
No,
So
I'm an idiot.
But this is the door is shutting, because if they're putting narcs out there to watch everything that these normal people are doing, then it's going to come to the point where the Father says, it's okay, you've done your job. But you want to know that you can stand in front of Yeshua and say, I tried. I mightn't have been good at it. I might have stuffed it up a million times, but I tried to tell them. Yes, my emotions got in the way sometimes, but I tried. And this is bearing fruit. That is bearing fruit, guys. So that's the best advice we can give you, is to keep bearing that fruit. Because it could be the least. I tell you what, isn't it funny that we were talking about this the other day? It's the ones I didn't expect did, and the ones I didn't expect didn't. So, it's all reverse. So as above, so below. Yeah. So we're going to end this stream with a prayer, and it's your turn. It's your turn this time, because I usually take over that.
Yeah.
And you can have the floor, and we're all going to agree with you, because where two are more are gathered, he is there. We're two, just
absolutely.
two. Look at the power we've got in the air. They call Satan the power of the prince of the air. Well, how's this? We got 63 people, 61, 2, 3, with us three, that's 64 people that are all going to be in agreement that what you say will manifest. Okay, there is your power in the air. So never give this enemy credit. Okay. All right, Growler, I'll let you.
I just want to say, Vernon, you're living at the end of the runway at Ellsworth. That is just not fair.
Really?
Just not fair. That's not fair on me. Sorry, I love jet noise. So yeah, I mean, B1s just they just rock your house down and dislodge your internal organs. They're amazing jet. But yeah, I won't go on about that now. So guys, if we can just please join in prayer, that would be great. And please give Yeshua your utmost attention. Dear Holy Yeshua, I pray in your precious name. I pray through the blood of Yeshua that was spilled for us. I pray that you cover each and every single person on this stream, around this house, in this country and around the world. I pray that you keep delivering people for the kingdom, and please wake people up to see what the true agenda is. I know that you've placed us as watchmen and everyone else on this channel, and they're all doing their part, and I really thank them for that. And I thank every single person on this stream I love so dearly, and I thank them so much for joining our beautiful tight-knit family here. And I pray for every single person on this stream that you just give them your love, your guidance and your protection. I pray that you keep giving us the information that we need to keep sending the message out, because that is our job. Then we go home. We are only humble servants. We are not prophets. We are not pastors. We are nothing. We are only humble servants to Yeshua and of course to the Holy Father. So I pray this in your precious name for the salvation of the world, and for less and less people to go to the beast system, to not participate in any way, shape or form in this system, because it's not a godly law. Your law is the only one to be followed, 100%, no questions asked. I pray this in your holy, precious name. And now quickly I pray for David Strook and I pray for Vernon Daniels. Please keep giving them the strength and everyone else that's doing it hard. I pray this in your precious holy name. Let it be. Thank you. Okay. So guys, I just really want to say that you guys mean the world to us, and you really do. And if I can, just say a few shout outs and that sort of thing. So the Watchman, great to have you back, mate. I really think a lot of you, mate. I really do. And you're a no mess, no fuss. Scripture's out. That's just the way it is. There's no in between. Just keep smashing that out, my brother. You're just a legend. And I thank the Bubba News. Looking forward to do a stream with you, mate. That would be really good. Just stay in contact with Beck. And you're putting out great content, mate. You really are. And just keep doing what you're doing. Mark McGowan, great to have you in. You're a legend, mate. And Paul Levi, very humble man you are, Paul, and we love you so much. We really do. Sister Kathleen, you're a jet fighter, though. You really are. Thank you so much for everything, and your contribution to our channel has been great. Dwayne Glauer, thanks, mate. You're great to have you in, and just keep doing what you're doing. And the beautiful Ann Walsworth, of course. I didn't know your hair was that long. So you must have got a new photo. It looks fantastic. It really does. So thanks, Anne. You know, you're our stalwart. You know that. And we love you very much. Captain Caveman, great to have you in, mate. And Joanne Herring, thanks, Joe. We love you very much, mate, and hope everything's going well. Kathleen Miller, thanks so much. You've always been with us, and we thank you very much. JD Leslie, thanks, JD. Thank you for your service, mate. And we know we fight for Yeshua's army now. That's what we do. So we revert the military doctrine to Yeshua's doctrine, and we fight for him now. That's just the way it is. Yaz Child, thank you so much for coming in, Yaz Child. Hope everything's going well for you. Shane Barber, thanks, Shane. We love you deeply, mate. We love you heaps and heaps. We really do. Hope everything's going well for you, mate. And Western Warrior as well. Thanks, Western Warrior. You're grouse, you really are, and really hope everything's going well. Caramel Fudge, Fudgy, you are grouse, and stay that way. Tammy, thanks, Tammy. Thanks for coming in. I've seen you quite a few times now. God bless you. Thank you so much, mate, and hope everything's going well for you. Ryan Tintin, Rin Tintin. Yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah, thanks for coming in. And were you, I think you're in the military. You said something about Fort Bragg. I don't know. You might know someone there, or if you're in, just drop us a line. That'd be really good. Psalm 34:18. Thank you so much for coming in. And Peter Williams, thanks, Pete, putting out some great stuff, mate. And thanks for giving back some groundbreaking stuff. It just means a lot.
Thanks,
to us
Peter.
as well. It really helps us as well. So thank you so much. Will as well. Thanks, Will. Thanks for popping in, mate. You're a legend. Julie C. Hope everything's going well for you, Julie, and everything. And we love you very much. And is there anyone else there, sister? Dun, dun, dun. Dedra Higgins.
Captain Caveman.
Yeah.
Deborah
That's
Higgins.
right. And yeah, thanks, Dedra. Yeah. And she said, when you have Caesar educate your kids, then yes, your country turns Roman. Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
And that's what we've got to break off society. End of story. The Romans suck. I won't go any further.
My dear brother's breaking up badly. He's actually gone. Okay, I hope you can all still hear me. It appears you can. Guys, I'll say good night for him. It was good night for you and good day for us. And we will see you all next week or in the air. This is Beck. We are out.